All right, back again, man. It's Free Will back once again, man. Free Will Media. Free Will made it on Instagram if you want to follow. You know what I'm saying? Don't expect too much because I don't spend that much time on these social media accounts. But I want to spend a lot of time on this YouTube channel, so that's why I'm here once again. And today I got some questions, man. It's the random question show, so all I got is questions. You know what I'm saying? Got a whole lot of questions because it's a lot going on. But today I specifically want to talk about, you know, questions that people ask when they start waking up. You know, questions, that people struggle with when they start breaking the spell of religion and societal norms, which is actually a program that is instilled in us through indoctrination in school and these things, through school, religion, politics, and all these things. But let's go ahead and get into these questions. First, I want to give a disclaimer. Um, I'm not an expert on anything but being me. I practice free will and I practice universal laws. And the basis is African spirituality because that's the original origins of understanding and knowledge about the universe. So let me take a moment. I had to do that because I jumped in this kind of fast because I tried to, record this like 3 times. But I want to calm the energy first. I want to give thanks and gratitude to my ancestors. I want to give thanks and gratitude to all the elements: water, fire, air, earth, and spirit. All these things combine to create me and balance and harmony between my spiritual body and my ancestral body and my light body to create harmony so I can be able to connect with the source of energy that animates my vessel. You feel me? So now that we got that straight, I feel the energy flowing perfectly. All right, let's take off. All right. These questions are questions that people start asking once they start breaking the spell, once they start realizing, oh, I've been living in a lie. Now I want to know the truth. So these are some of the questions that come across people's minds when they start doing research. All right, let's go in. All right, the first question, and this is a question I had, because I grew up in the church. I grew up a Christian. I went to church every Sunday. You know what I'm saying? I sung in the choir, did all that. And as I was going to school, I was kind of a little bit ashamed of it. I don't know why, but but after a while, I started realizing, oh, everybody go to church. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let's go to church. Even though kids at school, being devilish, doing bad things, fighting, cussing, you know, doing some of the worst things to each other. We all went to church, but we saw actual reality when we went to school. You know what I'm saying? And at home, like when you leave the church, you know, it's just reality, real life. I started questioning at a young age when I would be at church. Then when I leave church, I see some of the same people outside of the church, smoking cigarettes, doing drinking alcohol. I seen it. So not personally, not my family. My family kind of was, they didn't really, play around like that. My family was strictly, religious. So in my household, it was real traditional. It really wasn't really too much swaying away from a religion. So I kind of think that's why I'm on this path, because I'm kind of the one that has all the questions. The one that questions everything. But yeah, man, I don't know why I got into that, but this is the first question that most people ask. All right. So if God so loved the world, why does he allow evil things to happen? And why do black people get treated the worst all over the world? That's one question that most black people struggle with. And it's like, God is all knowing. He created all things. He created good and evil. He also created the devil. So this is a question that most people struggle with. So it's like, if you created us for good, why do people die from other people? Why do you allow the devil to have so much control over us? That's a real question that people struggle with. And some people still haven't figured out the reason why that is. But some people come to the conclusion of everything happens for a reason. You know, God allows bad things to happen so you can learn and grow from them, you know? So if you have that mindset, then that's okay, I guess. That's a good way to look at it. That you're being trained and you're being used. So whatever you go through, when you come through it, you can be able to share your story and how you overcame whatever you went through. That's a positive way to look at it. But then again, you think like, even still, if that's the case, why don't he just allow you to learn from the first mistake? You know what I'm saying? Because we all have free will. We still can go through something and still choose the wrong way to respond to it because we have the option. So it's like, why don't God just make everything good? Why do we have to choose in a world where there's multiple bad choices and only a few good choices that actually work? And the good choices you make to deal with whatever situation you deal with, it really depends on how much faith you have. And that's, some people say that's not fair. Like, why would God do that to us? Why would? But if you understand that the God in the Bible and the energetic force of the universe are not the same, you know what I'm saying? So we'll get deep into that as the questions roll. You will realize why that is. Why God allows bad things to happen. Or is the God in the Bible really the God that you think he is or not? All right. So that's just one question. That's kind of my spiel on that, but I don't really have the answer. All I have is theories. But we'll open up that more as we get into these other questions. All right. So I don't really have my questions in the list, so I just got them scattered all right here in front of me because I got a lot of questions. But another question, number 2. Okay, I asked that one. All right. All right. Why did white supremacists use Christianity to enslave black people? And why do black people still practice Christianity to this day? And why do we pray to a white Jesus? That question is a real important question because people ignore that. People really ignore the fact that they use the Bible to enslave your mind and your soul, but nobody acknowledges that. People talk about, um, you know, witchcraft and how you're not supposed to practice witchcraft and be careful of who you allow to get in your mind. But if you understand what the Bible is and how it's used in more religions and organizations than you understand, then, and they use the Bible a totally different way then you may use it. So you will know that you can be put under a spell if you don't understand what you're reading, or how it's not actually what you're reading is what's under what you're reading. Like, what's the true understanding of what you're reading, because the people who wrote this book had knowledge that's not, you know what I'm saying, the average knowledge of mankind, you know what I'm saying? If that makes sense, you know? Because the Bible is being used in different religions outside of Christianity. It's being used in lodges, fraternities, in the government, and all these organizations have a different way of looking at, spirituality and religion. And they don't look at it the same simple way that Christians look at it. It's way more intricate and way deeper than we understand. So how is that possible if Christianity is supposed to be the way to freedom? If you think about it, if white supremacists use the Bible to enslave your mind, and after slavery you got free, and you still practice the religion and use the book that they used to enslave your mind, that means that slavery never ended. That means slavery has evolved. It's not physical anymore. Slavery is mental. Slavery is spiritual. There's a certain connection and a cord that attaches you to this spiritual system, which actually has a hold on you rather than frees you. Okay? Because the Bible is attached to all the systems and organizations that you live under. You go to court, they have a Bible. If you try to be a politician, there's certain things that you have to abide by, laws that you have to abide by, which the Bible is the source that all these laws come from. So if you think about it, actually the Christianity, the religions are actually the new slavery for spirituality, if you think about it. But we don't have to go too deep in it. Like I said, all these things will be revealed as we open these questions up. All right, so let's keep moving. Next question. All right, this is a good one, and it's going on right now. Why do black people still vote for Democrats over Republicans? And I think that's kind of changing right now. And the second part of the question is, why do black people vote, period? You know, when we see that these votes are only votes, you know what I'm saying? They just count. They don't really impact the totality of the people who using the votes. You know what I'm saying? And I think in history, Democrats were racist at first, right? Democrats were the force that kept slavery going, right? If I'm not mistaken. And it changed at some point. It changed. White supremacists were the first Democrats, and then it changed. But did it? Did it change, or did they just change the face of it to keep you within it? within that, under that stronghold of a democratic system? Think about that. That's another question. So if you looking, if you paying attention to what's going on right now, Democrats are losing a lot of steam because of what's going on in the world, and we see that Democrats was the main force of a lot of chaos that's happening in the world, and how they trying to use black people to do their bidding, and they're trying to pander to us to do certain things to vote for them, but they actually are keeping us more ignorant. They're doing things. It's obvious that they're doing things, and they're making fun of us, and they're ignoring our complaints and plight. Yet at the same time, they want us to vote for them. So it's like you can see they're losing a lot of momentum in the black community. But it's just time for this. Time for us to shift the way we think. Anyway, so that's what's happening. Hey, where'd my blue light go? Man, it went away. All right, there we go. That blue flame in here. All right, so yeah, let's move on, cause I'm finna shut it down. And what was that, 3? So I guess this is gonna be 5 questions. All right, so what's next? That's a good one. That's a good one. Let me see. All right, yeah, this is a good one for people who looking to become free and financially free. This question is for the government. All right, so if money is digital, right, and you just have numbers in your bank account on your phone or your computer, and it's not really backed up by no gold or nothing, like it's not backed up by anything valuable, just the trust that this is what they say it's worth. You know what I'm saying? But if that's the case and they can just type numbers in the computer, why are there still poor people? Why are people still struggling? Why are people still working their butt off and only making enough to survive? Why is that? We should have been figured out some type of technology or a way to make sure people had their basic needs. But is that really what they want? They want people to have that type of freedom? Do they want people to be peaceful like that so they can be able to create and be able to realize the trap that we in? Because if we wasn't working all day, we would start seeing how much we have in common. You know what I'm saying? Even if we have a job or we don't have a job, like how free are we really? Just say they shut down the grocery stores, but you got a job. What can you really do with your money if there's nothing to buy with it? So this is probably why it's still poor people, and why they just not finna just give everybody money, because things will run out. Because we got so far to a point to where we got so disconnected from who we truly are, we don't even know how to live without the government or money. So money is the true enslavement. Currency is the true reason why we can't break out of this spell, is because we all need to depend on the person that creates the money. It's a trap. All right. Now let me move on, because the sun getting higher. And it's almost time for me to go in here and cook. All right. Last question. Last question. All right. Why is the government corrupt and ran by people who are sworn into secrecy and blackmail into devious acts against their will? Why is that? If the government is backed and the laws are backed by religion and God appointed the government pretty much to be the rulers and the controllers of the masses, why are they all corrupt? Why is the whole system corrupt? Why is the court system corrupt? Why are police corrupt? And if you think about it, you break it down, and you know that the devil is the ruler of this earth, with according to religious people, that you're not supposed to, you know, be of the world. You live in the world, but not of it. So if that's the case, if you're joining organizations that are ruling the world, then who are you working for? Think about that. And there's no denying that who's in control of what's going on because of all the confusing corruption. How much dark things are going on, how much real actual problems are being ignored. They say they want to protect black people and take care of black people, but at the same time, they ignore you when you really need them. The only time they need you is when they want you to put them in position. And it's clear as day that they don't care about the evolution and the progression of the black community. Because if they did, they would just simply leave us alone and allow us to progress. And if you understand history and you know that after slavery, when they freed us, which we were already free, they just came in and started, telling us we wasn't, and telling us we had to do stuff and taking stuff and saying this is theirs and telling us it's theirs now, and they moving us out the way, killing us, taking us and taking over our land. If you understand that even after slavery, black people still rose. They still rose out of the concrete like a rose. Like a lotus flower. They came out of the mud and the dirt and they blossomed. And guess what? They came back in. They took your stuff again, put Jim Crow laws on you, took your businesses. Black Wall Street is one example of thousands of cities that were prospering without them, because we knew how to live off the land. We knew how to do things that we did for them for free. We knew we did it for ourselves, and they came and stopped it because we were doing better than them. This is why your government is corrupt, because they know we don't need them without their money. So if we circulate and we unify against us, then they have no control over us. But how do they get control? They get control with your consent, with your permission. They allow you to put your own self in mental slavery by putting laws over you, telling you certain things, miseducating your kids so that your kids can become more indoctrinated into the system. They, give them, corrupt information and frequencies from the music and stuff like that. And all these things, they give it a kid for free. But when your kid really needs information and they need help and they need guidance, they'll lead them right into another trap. Why is that? These are the questions. If God created the devil, if he created us, why won't he just change it? Why won't he change it for the better? And the answer is because he created you to do it. I know that's confusing, but just dig within, deep within. Understand that you are the answer to your problems. Not the government, not your family. It's you. Your personal connection with your spirituality in the universe, understanding that everything within reflects without. And if you allow people to come within your mind and change your mind, then it will change what's without. And you will constantly be on a rotation of new slavery, which is all within. You understand? So these 5 questions are serious questions that people start asking when they start waking up. So if you have any advice or any answers for these questions or any rebuttals or responses for these questions, please comment at the bottom. You know, this is the Random Question Show. All I got is questions, man. Got a lot of questions because it's a lot of confusion out here. So I just want to get to the truth. You understand? And I'm realizing more and more that you have to probably create your own truth and connect with the truth within, because that's the only truth you can bank on. Because somebody else's truth might not be your truth. And just because everybody believes one thing and they repeat it until it becomes the norm doesn't make it truth. It just makes it something that everybody agreed on. That's the whole thing. But yeah, I think that's my time. I've been here long enough, man. Thank y'all for listening once again, and make sure you like and subscribe. And make sure you hit the notification bell, because I will be dropping a lot more. Just come on here and discuss my thoughts, man, because I feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And if you like what I'm talking about, just hit the subscribe button, man. Eventually, things gonna change. I'll be doing more edited content, more visual things for you to enjoy. Right now, I just got a lot of questions. Simple. But yeah, thank y'all for watching, man. Appreciate y'all for coming back to join me today. And I'll see y'all in the next video. All right. Peace.